Time now for Better Money Boston. Nick Colantuno is a certified financial planner with Johnson Brunetti. And Nick, you say there are certain financial missteps that tend to trip people up on their road to retirement. I want to talk about some of these with you today. Kick us off. What's a big one?
Absolutely, Megan. I'd say the biggest one is carrying too much debt into retirement. And I emphasize the words too much because not all debt is the same. You think about a mortgage, right? That's not bad debt to have into retirement. You think about high interest-bearing credit cards, or maybe you're footing the bill for your kids' student loans. Those are things that I'm working pretty aggressively with clients to help them eliminate as they enter this next phase of life.
Okay, it sounds like understanding debt, which kind you have, is really important. Absolutely. What's another financial planning misstep?
Well, risk. People come into retirement assuming that their money is just going to work the way it's always worked. They're going to be in these high growth oriented stocks. But think about that. When you were 20, 30, 40 years old, you never had the intention of touching this money. So it was sort of a forget it or set it and forget it strategy. And the only objective was growing that money as much as possible. But making sure that when you're in retirement, your money is going to last as long as you will, that's critical, because the last thing you want is for your accounts to be going down in value and then you're taking money out along the way. It makes it nearly impossible to ever recover.
We're talking about financial planning mistakes. And Nick, talk about the temptation to reduce our 401k contributions.
Well, the way the most of us are saving is through those 401ks. And I know when the market's going down, you're saying, well, why would I put my money into an account that's going down in value, right? Could make sense, but at the end of the day, you got to think of the long-term impacts of doing that. In fact, when markets are falling, that's probably the best time to be putting money in and fueling the fire, because you get to benefit from dollar cost averaging. It'll do better for you over the long run.
And wrap us up. What's a final mistake?
Final mistake is, again, as far as 401ks go, borrowing. Anytime you're taking debt, unless it's for something like a mortgage, I tend to not be a big advocate of it. So taking debt or borrowing against your 401k, especially if the accounts are down in value, now it's just another account that you have to pay back into and that you're paying interest on top of. So it doesn't always make the most sense, but again, you want to make sure you have a plan.
All right, and we can alleviate several of these mistakes with the book you have for us today. Tell us about that.
Sure thing. The People's Retirement Handbook. It'll help you address all those concerns that you're faced with.
And you can get that today at BetterMoneyBoston.com.